Hi everyone and welcome to my studio. You know, I'm Lisa and I want to thank you for taking some time to take a class with me. So I wanted to give just a quick introduction into my studio, and those of you who follow me on YouTube actually do know a lot of what I have in my little space here. So part of the items that I sent out are suggested for having materials to have in your space. I'm going to show you now. So first, I have switched over to acrylics many years ago, and I still paint in oils, but since I have acrylics that I'm working with and teaching with, I'll show you what I have. All right, so first of all, I have a wet palette. So this wet palette I bought at Michael's. This is another wet palette you can get. You don't necessarily have to have a wet palette because you can really use the palette paper here, and then you can have a piece of wet paper towel aside so you can kind of keep things wet. The nice thing about these is simply the fact that you can keep your paint in here. All right, so inside the wet palette there's a sponge. All right, this is kept damp. That obviously goes in the bottom of your palette, and then you have special palette paper. I haven't really experienced or played around with using Bristol board or anything like that, but you can, and so that gets wetted down. In fact, there's a whole instruction chart that comes with it, so they will show you how to use it. But the nice thing is I can put my paint in here, I can seal it up, and I can use it for quite a period of time. Sometimes longer than I should, you know. All right, so I also have, this is what I use for my water. It's nice because, I'll show you, I have another one here. These need a good cleaning, but can you see they have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's ridges down on the bottom of one, so you can clean out your brushes. If you don't have time to get that, that's not a big deal. You could use a plastic cup. I'm a big user of old yogurt containers, applesauce containers, anything like that works great. Now, another thing that I have is I'll use an old peanut butter container to hold my brushes. I'm big into reusing stuff, just really simple. Those of you who have also followed my class or followed my YouTube channels know that I have a special thing that I use to keep my brushes wet while I'm working. So this is a great thing to set up before class. Well, first, paper towel. This is just the Viva paper towel. It has a little bit of lint on it, not a lot, and I had meant to get back down to Home Depot and get more of the shop vac, or the shop towels, but I didn't get a chance to do that. All right, so hold on, let me tilt you down a little bit. All right, so usually one thing I do with this is I will cut them into squares like this. This is great because if you have a stack of these, if you need to wipe stuff away, they're ready for you. I keep them available. Then I also have my wet paper towel here. I'm going to apply water. I try not to do too much so it goes all over the place, but I want to have this paper towel nice and wet. Okay, and then I'm going to take my plastic wrap. I'm not very eloquent here, or elegant. I have my plastic wrap. I place this in there. I fold it over, and then I have a place to keep my brushes. So while I'm working on it, if I want my brushes to stay dry, I don't want to clean in between, I literally put them in like this. They keep your bristles straight, and I can just put them aside. Okay, so that's one thing you can have done. Now, my paints, I'm going to do a little video to show you my palette setup. So I'll put that together. So I'll save that for another. All right, so I have my paints in a container down here. I'm trying to think, what else do I have that's going on? I try to make sure that my space that I push everything away. A lot of times what happens when I'm painting, everything starts coming closer to me and it starts invading my space. So I try to take time to clean it up. Trying to think if there's anything else. That's just kind of a basic setup, so that way you know what you have. Obviously, when we're going through class, if you have questions, you can ask me, or you can shoot me an email or a text, and I'll be happy to answer them. All right. See you at the next video.